Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I got some more NBA player props for y'all here today on PrizePicks. So yesterday gave out 6 of these suckers, and we went 5-1. We did pretty good. Let's see what we had there. We were just a couple Marcus Smart fantasy points away from 6-0 sweep. Let's see what we hit real quick. We cashed on Anthony Edwards' fantasy score. We cashed on Bogey's fantasy score. Bruce Brown over his first half points. That dude just loves cruising right at 6. Norman Powell under his fantasy score, cashed that. Karl Anthony Towns over his rebounds. And then, like I said, Marcus Smart, we needed 15. He ended with 13.1. He got that foul, that bullshit foul called on him right there. In the second quarter, so he kind of got pulled. Probably cost him a couple minutes, but it is what it is. 5-1. It's better than what we've been doing. So I'm happy to be back at that. We've been, like I said, right at around 50% of our plays. So happy to be back at 5-1. Let's keep the train going. We have got 4 games today, and unfortunately, I actually only have 6 picks. I couldn't find anything I absolutely loved with LA. And I couldn't find anything I love yet with Sacramento, just because De'Aaron Fox, they don't have his props up yet. And I know everybody's props are going to change. I know it says he's more than likely going to play. I know he said he feels good about playing. But I still, when he drops, I'm curious to see what the lines are at, because I want to look at some unders on him, because I know that finger is going to be screwing with them all night. So anyways, we'll hop into it. Guys, if y'all are new to PrizePicks, use this promo code right here down below. Get yourself signed up. Get that first deposit instantly match up to $100. And also, real quick before I forget, comment section. Man, you guys in the chat killing it again yesterday. We'll go through them real quick. Just give some shout-outs where credit's due. Jay McGain's at it again. Al Horford under his first half points. Cash it. Onyeka Okongwu under his first half points. Cash it out, Mr. McGain. Keep on rolling, man. You're doing good. And then we got Sam Sharp. Anthony Edwards over his fantasy points. Cash it. Bogey over his fantasy points. Cash it. Karl Anthony Towns over his rebounds. Cash it. Jamal Murray over his fantasy. Cash it. A lot of cash flying around there. And then Hayes 4019 is added again as well. He said Devin Booker, Bogey and Devin Booker over fantasy. Easy money, and you, sir, are in fact correct. That was very easy money. I appreciate that one, because I told you on the Booker play, figured I'd hop on there, and it did not disappoint. So, hell of a job in the chat. Y'all keep it going. Put in your lock of the day or locks of the day. I mean, damn, some of y'all are going, 4-5-0, 4-5-1. So, keep it up, guys. Killing it. All right, so for the first game, we got Knicks traveling over to Cleveland, 202 over under Cleveland by 5.5. Knicks are looking to close this thing out, and give me on the Knicks. We'll start there. We're going to look at Julius Randle. Dude's been sorry lately. I don't know what the deal is. We're going to take a look at his 36.5 fantasy score, taking the under right here. And like I said, I'll try not to keep you off for too long. He only goes over this once, and he just barely goes over it. Puts up 38 in game 1. Since then, just hasn't been there, man. And plus, Cleveland's back at home on top of that. I just don't see it changing for him now. The Knicks have had success with him not doing so good. He even got pulled early last game, I think. The Knicks have had success without him, so I don't think the coach feels like they're in the need where he has to have a big game and they need to keep him in and give him his heavy minutes. They have no problem, taking this series away without him. I like it there. He could even get 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, which that's generous. If we look at his stats right here, points, he's only put up 20 points or more one time. Rebounds, I gave him 9. He's only put up 10 more one time, and I gave him 3 assists, which is one of his highs right here. He could put that up, which is very generous, and still not hit this number. Dude hasn't gotten a ton of blocks and steals, 1 per game, except for game 1 he got 2. Turnovers have been killing him. He's 5-6 turnovers in the first couple games, 3 combined in the last couple games. So I just think he's just having a rough time. like I said, the Knicks are just looking to close this thing out nice and clean. They're not going to keep him on the court if they don't have to. He hasn't been a super valuable asset these last couple games, so I'm taking the under right here. Other side of the ball, give me Mr. LeVert. Oh, damn. Mr. LeVert. And I'm going to take a look at the over on his points right here. There's a couple of different ones I don't mind. I really did like his points and rebounds together because the line looked really good. But, I mean, look, they kind of they rip you off here because 13.5 points, 4 rebounds. You'd think the line would be at 17.5, but they have it at 18.5. They jump it up a whole unit extra. So I'm just going to go with points. He goes over it, and, 4 of his last 5 games against the Knicks, he goes over it in 3 of 4, all but that first game, which he only played 18 minutes. After that, he's averaging about 35-plus minutes. He's played the Knicks 5 times this year, 30 or more minutes. Hits this every single time. Goes over this every single time he plays the Knicks for more than 30 minutes, so a full game's worth. So give me Caris LeVert over his points here. Next game we will hop into is LA at Memphis, 222, Memphis by 4. And we will take a look here. Like I said, I don't have any LA props. If you're going to take an LA prop, I mean, I guess I like Austin Reeves rebounds here. I think Juice is on the under, but, I mean, that's not terrible. I'm going to stay away from it for now. I may dabble in something later. But on the other side of the ball, we're going to look at Xavier Tillman. Memphis is back at home looking to, continue the series and save their season here. Give me Xavier Tillman. It's going to be over his 27. This was at 27.5 just a second ago. Looks like they just dropped it half a unit. I like it. Even though I still like it. I don't know why they dropped it, but I like it. I don't mind Jaren Jackson, but I think Xavier Tillman, he's been doing a really good job. He goes over in his last 3 of 4. They're back at home looking to avoid elimination. He gets a lot of blocks and steals. If we look at Tillman right here, he's getting a shit ton of blocks and steals. Just 2-3 a game, but I mean, that's enough to do it still. And his turnovers, look, 0. He's had 1 turnover this entire series. That's really what you don't want in this fantasy category is a bunch of turnovers. And he's had 1 in his last 4 games. So, give me Xavier Tillman here over his 27 fantasy. All right. And on to the next game. We got the Heat at the Bucks. And what a game this was last time. The Bucks are looking to avoid elimination here to the Heat. So this is really interesting. It's a 219 over under Milwaukee by 11.5. Milwaukee's back at home. So, we'll see what happens here. On the first side of the ball, give me your boy Jimmy Butler. And, man, he did so good last game. And I love Jimmy Butler. I've been loving Jimmy Butler, man. When he was on the Bulls with Derrick Rose and Kirk Heinrich and Joakim Noah, man, I loved watching that team all together. But give me Jimmy Butler right here over his 14.5 first half points. Dude's been having monster first halves, monster games, but he goes over this every single time he plays Milwaukee this series, and that is simply it. He is coming off a heater. Had 24 the last game. I want to say he put up 20 in the first quarter. So give me over 14.5 here. They don't want to mess around and play with and test their luck and try and, let the Bucks back into this series. They're going to try and keep their foot on the gas and end this thing right here. Move on to round 2. Give me Jimmy Butler over his 14.5 first half points. All right, other side of the ball. Let's take a look at Mr. Giannis. This one isn't like my favorite play just because there's not a whole lot of backbone to it. But I'm just going to take the over on his 55 fantasy score for the simple fact that they're at home and he is trying to avoid elimination. They have nothing to lose, so there should be no reason they pull him off of the court. Unless he is injured, this dude should see extremely heavy minutes. They are not looking to get embarrassed as a 1 seed and get knocked out in the first round. So give me Giannis. This is the man they're gonna put the team on his back. So give me Giannis over 55 for that simple fact right there. And then for the last play, so that's 2, 4, yeah. So this will be play number 6. And this one's going to be for the next game. It's going to be the Warriors at Sacramento. Fast-paced game, always fun to watch. 235 over under Golden State by 1.5. and it is going to be Mr. Andrew Wiggins. And I love his fantasy score right here. Don't mind his points at 17.5. He has yet to, well, he's the lowest he's scored against Sacramento, period, is 17, and that was in game 1. So I think his line was at like 19.5 the last game. So it dropped back down to 17.5. I love that, but I love his fantasy score more. I'll show you why really quick. The dude, last game, he got 5 blocks and steals. In game 1, he got 4 blocks and steals. Doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, 2 times, 3 at the most here. He's averaging, right around 20 points a game, 6-7 rebounds a game, 2-3 assists a game. I just think this is a good spot. The series is tied 2-2, so we're back to anybody's game. We shouldn't be putting, like we said with Giannis, we shouldn't be putting heavy loads on the Stars just yet, because it's still, the series is 2-2, so it's tied up. So we're back to square one. I think Andrew Wiggins plays this big role as he has all series. Give me the over on his fantasy score here, 32.5. That's going to be all the picks right there, guys. If I see any more I like, if Sacramento updates their stuff, and we get some Fox picks, I'll take a look at those and post them in the community tab. So for that reason, y'all sub to the channel and turn the notifications on just so y'all don't miss it. And let me know what y'all think about these picks. Like I said, put your lock of the day in the comments, because y'all have yet to disappoint. I mean, we all have rough days here and there. That doesn't mean that we're in a drought. You guys have been kicking ass on that. So, let me know what y'all think about these picks. Let me know what you got. Later.